Angela Sanguinetti, a research psychologist at the UC Davis Plug-in Hybrid and Electric Vehicle Research Center. My research lab studies and develops apps and websites that give people information about energy use and other environmental issues. In this video, I'll be talking about one type of website that we study, electric vehicle cost calculators. One argument we often hear is that electric vehicles are too expensive for most of us, but let's see if that's true. In this video, I'm going to talk about electric vehicle cost calculators. These online tools help people compare how much an electric car would cost them compared to a gas car. There are at least a dozen electric vehicle cost calculators currently available online. I'm going to demo a couple so you can see how they work and the types of information that they provide. The first one I'll show you is EV Explorer, which was developed at UC Davis. This one has just two simple required steps. First, you enter your home address. I'll just put my hometown. Moving on to step 2, which is to put in your work address or wherever you most frequently travel to. I'll just put in Davis. And continuing to results. And that gives me an initial cost output, which compares the annual energy costs for 4 vehicles, a gas vehicle, 2 plug-in hybrid electrics that run on both gas and or electricity, and 1 all-electric or battery electric vehicle. Now, these cars aren't necessarily ones that I'm interested in, so I'm going to go ahead and change a couple of them to make the comparison more meaningful for me. The first one that I'll change, I'll make it my current car, which is a 2014 Mazda. CX-5, 4-wheel drive, I'm guessing on the option. And since I mostly drive on the freeway, I think I get a little better mileage than what's standard, so I'll adjust that up a little bit. You don't have to. And then I'm going to change another one of these 3 cars to the electric vehicle that I'm interested in, which is the Hyundai Kona. Electric. And so I'll update that and close out, and now I see my current car, the Mazda, and the car that I would like to have, the Kona electric, and I see that with my Mazda I'm spending a lot more each year on fuel than I would if I had the Kona. Now I can further tailor these costs by adjusting settings in the left panel here. For example, pre-COVID, I was only commuting to work a few times per week. So that lowers my energy costs with all the vehicles. And you can also change the settings for your charging opportunities. For example, I have free workplace charging at my office, so I'd want to take advantage of that. I wouldn't want to charge at home as much as possible. I would just want to charge at work. I park probably 8 hours each day I'm in the office, so I could charge up to 8 hours while there. Again, cost is free. So if I update my output for that, I see that now the electric vehicle is totally free when it comes to fueling for me. So I'd be saving a lot of money. I'd probably have to charge it at home every once in a while, but I try to take advantage of that free charging. But that's just energy cost, you might say. What about the upfront cost? You might be aware that electric vehicles are often priced much higher than comparable gas cars. Some vehicle cost calculators give you that bigger picture, like PG&E's EV Savings Calculator. Here you see part of the PG&E tool. I've already selected the EV that I'm interested in, the Kona Electric, and I've chosen the Kona all-wheel drive gas vehicle as the comparison car. And you can see the stark contrast in the vehicle MSRP for these 2 vehicles. The gas version is $17,000 cheaper. However, the tool highlights the incentives that are available for the electric vehicle that I might be eligible for. And this cuts down the differences drastically in cost. And I can view the incentives, and I can even personalize them. So here I see 4 incentives, purchase incentives for my Kona EV. And if I want to personalize those incentives, for example, by changing the zip code, so I put in my own zip code here, make sure that's right, and we'll update. And now I see there are 5 purchase incentives available. There's one for my county, San Joaquin. So now if I go back to my comparison, I can see that now the difference in cost is even smaller between the Kona Electric and the Kona Gas. Like EV Explorer, this tool also gives us an energy cost breakdown for the different vehicles. It's not as customizable as EV Explorer, but you can change your annual mileage, which has an impact on your energy costs. For example, I probably drive only about 15,000 miles per year, so that lowers my energy costs. And by combining upfront and operational costs, this tool allows us to see estimates of total cost of ownership. In this chart, we see total cost by cost category, and we can specify over what period of time we want to compare the total cost. So this is assuming that I'll have the car for 5 years. I keep my cars longer than that. So let's say maybe 8 years. And I can expect that if I own my next car for 8 years, the Kona Electric would be over $6,000 cheaper than the Kona Gas car. Another neat feature is this graph of total cost over time. So you can see at what point you break even if the upfront cost for an EV is higher than the gas alternative. For me, the break-even point is at 5 years here. After 5 years with my Kona EV, I would make up for the higher upfront cost by saving money on fuel and maintenance. And after that, the total net savings would start accumulating. So far, we've just been looking at financial cost estimates, but our decision to drive a gas or an electric car also has social and environmental costs, as I discussed earlier. And we're currently developing a new version of EV Explorer that provides a more complete picture of both the financial and the social and environmental costs of electric vehicles. What you're looking at now is one element of our new cost calculator that focuses on those social and environmental costs. Using that comparison of the Kona Electric versus the Kona Gas car with an average of 15,000 annual miles and a total ownership period of 8 years, here's what the output would look like for my situation. We will be able to show the carbon emissions reductions achievable with an EV compared to a gas car, making the information more concrete by relating it to the very real impacts our behavior has on global warming. Similarly, we can illustrate the impact of gas consumption, depleting fossil fuels, and the often overlooked impact that millions of cars leaking just small amounts of oil has on our environment. With an EV, I could refuse to contribute to these harmful impacts. Finally, in the spirit of today, California Clean Air Day, we can consider the impact of our choice to drive gas or electric on the quality of the air that we breathe and the air that our family and friends are breathing. I could significantly reduce human health harming air pollution in my own community by making my next car an electric vehicle. We all could. So even if the financial costs for the electric vehicle you're considering don't pencil out to your advantage, consider also the value of these social and environmental benefits. Let's all start planning to drive electric. If you're interested in exploring more electric vehicle cost calculators, I've put together a list for you here. I hope our video has demonstrated how electric vehicles can be the most economical and socially and environmentally responsible choice for your next car. Thanks for watching.